Welcome to Creativity on the Borderline. I am your host, Mercedes Colleen, and I'm so excited to get this channel started. To begin, I will go ahead and break down the meaning of the title. So, creativity, in regards to what I focus on, is mainly based on written forms of expression like poetry, blogging, marketing copy, and much more. And then the second half of the name, on the borderline, refers to my diagnosis of borderline personality disorder, which is also known as BPD. BPD is a mental health condition that is often quite stigmatized in comparison with other more commonly discussed ones like depression or anxiety. So I like to talk about BPD a lot, and I try to break down the stigma surrounding it. A lot of the time, even medical practitioners will comment, "Well, you don't seem like someone with borderline," as if there is a one size fits all appearance of a complex mental health condition. So, for this channel, I want to chat all things mental health, including self care, along with poetry, marketing, and other forms of written creativity. And of course, there are many ways in which those two worlds do intersect. Now, I'll also go into a bit of a bio. I am a Niagara based multi hyphenate, so I do have a lot of different passions and interests. I am an author with over 14 years of professional writing experience. I have released two collections of poetry with a local small press called Grey Borders Books, and I am a freelance writer, editor, and marketer. So I help businesses and authors take the hassle out of their written content. And that might look like taking care of their blog, managing their social media, or editing their poetry manuscript. In terms of my interests and hobbies, as I mentioned, I am passionate about mental health, and I do consider myself a mental health advocate. To me, it's my life's work to break down the stigma surrounding this topic. And I do also regularly practice meditation, sometimes yoga, and I have a photography hobby. For today, I wanted to chat about self care, which is also really important to me. And I wanted to break down what it actually looks like, and what is it, and what does it mean. To me, self care is just that: taking time out of your day to intentionally take care of yourself. This might, it could come in many different forms. You might take care of yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, or even spiritually, if that's your thing. And it's part of what people refer to when they talk about filling your own cup or putting your own oxygen mask on first. It is your opportunity to offer yourself some appreciation and tenderness so that you can, in turn, show up for the other people in your life. What kind of habits do I practice to cultivate greater self care? Well, there are quite a few. First, I regularly, usually weekly, attend therapy. And therapy, honestly, has been a game changer in my recovery journey. It is a non negotiable for me. No matter how tight my budget is, I pay for specialized therapy because when I invest in myself like that, I am able to stay more mentally healthy and in turn show up in my career and in my business to make more money. It is necessary for me to be a functioning member of society since my mental health conditions are really severe. I do struggle with depression, anxiety, BPD, and even alcoholism. Another way I practice self care is that I set a goal for myself to practice mindfulness or meditation at least 3 times a week. And the way I describe mindfulness is, honestly, it's kind of like a regular vaccine for me. When I practice mindfulness, it's like giving myself a little booster shot against emotional volatility. And it doesn't mean I won't feel strong emotions, but it does give me a buffer and a space to respond more thoughtfully instead of reacting. Another way I practice self care is that I set a goal to attend recovery meetings at least once a week. So, for me, in my alcoholism recovery, the 12-step programs honestly just don't resonate with me. So I use an app called Reframe, and this isn't sponsored, but I will include a referral link down below for you if it's something that might interest you. They are a neuroscience focused alcohol reduction app, and that app has helped me a lot. It has a lot of different features, but I mostly just use their meetings. They host recovery meetings multiple times a day and for various groups of people. Some are for people getting sober, others are for people cutting back, some are for women, some are for men, and they even have one for queer folks. I like the alcohol free meetings because I get to interact with other people who are going through the same journey. And attending these meetings is now a crucial form of self care for me. I also try to practice regular routines. I actually hired an accountability coach off of Upwork for this one. She and I check in for about 5 to 10 minutes every night, just a quick Zoom call from Monday to Friday, and we talk about my progress. So, right now, some of the habits I check off every day, which are pretty simple, are taking my medications, making my bed, pulling an affirmation card, along with staying sober and practicing the other goals I mentioned, like mindfulness and attending recovery meetings. And I do find that having an outside, accountability source helps me a lot. I also love to use cosmetics as a way to practice self care. So, for example, I really enjoy picking what lipstick I'm going to wear every day. I don't wear a full face of makeup much these days, but it's rare that you'll find me without some type of lipstick on. I also really enjoy doing my nails every week or two. I got a kit off Amazon to do DIY shellac manicures at home. And carving time out of my day for these kinds of activities might seem small and perhaps trivial or superficial, but the effect is deeper than that. It's not just a swipe of lipstick, it's a way to honor myself and to show myself some love. Lastly, I consider personal finance habits to also be a form of self care. I actually used to focus on personal finance as my niche as a freelance writer, and I even had a column at the popular personal finance site, The Financial Diet. Basically, my journey with money is that I had a lot of anxiety around it, and I never really got taught the proper money management strategies, which honestly is pretty common. I think a lot of people, it takes a while to learn those skills. I got to a really bad place where I was deep in credit card debt. I had my student loans, my net worth was really way in the negative, and I was just overall a pretty hot mess when it came to my money. I ended up buying the Financial Diet's book of the same name and slowly learned more about my personal finance. It helped me learn how to budget, how to save, and how to become debt free. And while I'm not perfect, I am now much more aware of my money. I regularly check my bank accounts and credit score. I have a weekly money date with myself when I go over my spending and my budgeting spreadsheets, and I am now 100% debt free. It took a lot of time to get here, but I'm so happy that I did. And even something as simple as entering my spending into my budgeting app on my phone is a form of self care. So that's a little bit about me, about the channel, and about how I practice self care. I would love to know in the comments, is there anything you'd like to see me chat about on this channel? Or, just simply drop your favorite form of self care below. I will see you next time on the borderline.